In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you Asvab study tips. So unlike other YouTubers, if you stumbled across their Asvab videos promising you how to pass the Asvab test or what helped them pass the Asvab test and become disappointed like I do when I was researching this subject, when they're not really adding any substance outside of referring a specific app or a particular website to help you study. Outside of that, they're not really giving you anything of value to help you pass the test. So I'm going to do my best in this video to share with you the best practices, hacks, and tips to maximize your efforts into studying for the Asvab test or your retest. So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team SWARTZ, and if this is your first time here, welcome. Here on this channel, I post a ton of Army basic training tips, recruiting, and other Army related videos. So if that's what you're here for, consider subscribing to this channel, hitting that bell icon, and turning on all notifications so you don't miss anything. Hi, I'm Sergeant First Class SWARTZ, your local New York Army National Guard recruiter, conveniently located in Midtown Manhattan in New York City. And I am never too busy transitioning you from a civilian into a citizen soldier. I have conveniently posted my number on the screen, so if you're in New York City, shoot me a text message, boss, if you want to get started today. If you're outside of New York City or outside of New York State and you want to get in contact with the recruiter nearest you, feel free to go to nationalguard.com or call 1-800-GO-GUARD. Do me a favor, comment down below which branch of service you're deciding to join if you pass the Asvab test and why. So let's get started, and we're going to start with your environment. Choose an area, your workspace, that's going to best impact your studying efforts. Make sure that you have good lighting, preferably natural light, but if not, make sure you have adequate lighting. Low light, not very effective. Bright lights or very, very good lighting, excellent for a studying atmosphere. Make sure also that it's nice and clean and neat and not cluttered and messy to, make it feel heavy. I want you to feel nice and light and good and ready to focus on your studies. Make sure that your area is quiet, free of people talking, no TV, no radio, no music, zero distractions to include electronic devices. No laptops, keep your cell phones away. If you feel that you have to keep your cell phone there, put it in airplane mode. Only use it for your timer to make sure that you're there for a specific amount of time to study. That's it. I don't need you being distracted and getting tempted, because let's say it, I'm kind of addicted to my phone. So if I don't want you looking at a bunch of notifications that's popping up while you're trying to study, because it's definitely going to distract you. The second thing I want you to factor into your studying efforts is your best time of day to study. Are you a morning person, afternoon person, or a night person? Choose the particular time of day that you are most energetic, most focused in that time of day. And that's the time that I want you to designate for your studying. Which leads me into the third thing to consider when studying for the Asvab test. How long, how often should you study? The last thing I want you to do is to binge study 3-4 hours on one day, and then like 3 to 7 days later, binge study another 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, and then do that and repeat and recycle that. That's not the best and most effective way to study. Smaller increments, consistently, daily, is how I want you to study. My suggestion is that you study 1 to 2 hours per day, and that's it. If you're studying closer to the 2-hour mark, add like a 5-10 minute break somewhere in the middle so that you could relax for a minute, regroup, come back focused and energized. So if you don't know what the Asvab test is based on, I have a video on just that. You can find the link down below that you could watch at your convenience after you're done watching this video. I go everything on what is it, how does it work, how often can you take the test, if you fail, this, that, whatever. Go check it out. I guarantee you will find the video informative. I was in it. I kind of like teach you something about it. I don't know. Just check it out. To be brief, in it, I talk about the two main scores that we're concerned with as recruiters and you as the applicant. Your AFQT score and your line scores. The AFQT score is what determines on whether or not you can sign a contract, and that's it outside of qualifying for additional incentives. The line scores is what determines what job skills your opportunities that you could perform or do within the Army. The higher those scores are, the more opportunities and MOSs you will be afforded. If you don't know what an MOS is, your MOS is your military occupation specialty, your AKA job skill. Scoring over a 50 in the Asvab is just simply bragging rights, and like I said, to qualify for additional incentives for like bonuses, student loan repayment program, the all new, backed by popular demand, the College First program if you're going National Guard and National Guard only. I have a video on that down below too. You might want to peep that. The other aspect of the Asvab test are your line scores. That's what drives the train. That is what's going to determine what you are going to do within the Army, the National Guard, or in the military in general. The higher those scores are, the more job skills will be afforded to you. The four main sections that make up the AFQT score to be able to sign a contract is your 2 English and 2 math sections. Your paragraph comprehension, your word knowledge, your arithmetic reasoning, and your mathematical knowledge. Those 4 sections make up your overall AFQT percentile. Don't worry about word knowledge unless you're memorizing every word in the dictionary, which I wouldn't recommend. You're not going to do anything in a short amount of time to significantly increase that area of the test. Paragraph comprehension is strategy. Read the question first, then read the paragraph. Once you find the answer, stop reading and then choose your multiple choice answer that answers the question. So for studying purposes only, there's a primary focus and a secondary focus. In my opinion, the primary focus should be on the mathematical knowledge and your arithmetic reasoning. That's where I want you to double, triple, quadruple your efforts on your math and arithmetic. Focus primarily on those 2 sections. The secondary sections or areas of the Asvab test, I just want you to read through, brush through it, not your main focus. Do read it, right? Read about those sections, go through them, but don't focus a lot of your energy on it. So the other areas of the test, meaning general science, shop, electronics, mechanics, assembly of objects, like I said, read through it, but don't focus the majority of your time and effort on those sections. When in doubt, choose option 3. If you cannot make an educated guess, choose option 3. Just like they used to tell you in high school, whichever way C is, I think it's this one. C, choose C. In this case, we use numbers, it's multiple choice, choose option 3. So depending on you and what your preferences are, there are different ways that we as human beings learn. My preference for learning is hands-on training, and I'm a visual learner. Show me, I'll do it. Give me hands-on training, I got it. So the 4 main ways that we as humans prefer to learn are through visual learning, auditory learning like podcasts, audiobooks, things of that nature, reading and writing, and kinesthetics, hands-on practice. So which one are you? Which method of learning do you prefer? And that's how I want you to double down your learning efforts, okay? But I would touch on all the different ways of studying because through repetition and different formats of learning is gonna help the information that you're learning stick into your head and your mind longer, so when you go to take the test, you will perform better. So if you're a visual learner like me, watch YouTube or go to khanacademy.org. I'll post that link down below. You can check that out, which is a website on anything you could think of in education. It's in video format and it will teach you visually through video. If you're into auditory, download podcasts, find audiobooks on the Asvab. Anything that deals with the Asvab, go to your bookstore online, whatever the version is on Android or iBooks on iOS devices. Find something and start studying if that's your mode of learning that you prefer. If you prefer to read and get a hard copy, you can go to your local library, or go to Amazon or something like that and get yourself any type of Asvab book that's out there. There's the Asvab for Dummies, Asvab for Idiots, you get the Kaplan edition, you get the Barron's edition. There's all kinds of different Asvab books out there. Get one of them, any of them, and start studying. No matter which mode of learning that you prefer, whether it's visual, auditory, reading and writing, or kinesthetic, take notes. Don't worry about how sloppy they are, just take notes. Whatever you think is important, things that you want to remember, write it down. Then I want you to write it down a second time, but nice and neat. Try to make certain, like if you're gonna put a title or a main theme or whatever it is that you're studying, like put an underline under it. Write over it a couple times, make it bold, right? Then what I would do is after you write it out a second time, then I would type it up on a computer and print it out. Again, using italicized words, underline words, bold certain words, and then take a highlighter when you're done, highlight the most important things. That's 3 touches right there. Written notes, rewrite your notes, type your notes, and then I want you to read your notes 5 to 10 times. Every time, that's an additional touch, a different repetition. So the more repetition of seeing something and reading it and writing it and typing it up is adding to that ability to remember because you've seen it multiple times. So when you see something a lot of times, it helps stick it more into your mind. So remember, repetition is king. Lastly, I need you to be in a learning mode. The worst thing you could do to prepare yourself for the Asvab test is just to take practice tests and not learn anything at all. The definition of insanity is to do the exact same thing and expect a different result. Wrong answer. You need to be learning. However, after you've actually taken a genuine effort to study for whatever your specific timeline is, whether it's a week to 4 weeks or what have you, then you're gonna wanna take a practice test. You've probably already taken one at your recruiter's office, which we refer to as the EAST or the EST, which is a great test. You try not to wanna take the same test over and over again. Whether you've taken that test or not, Iowa National Guard had created a great Asvab pretest. I will post their link down below in the description area. It's a great, I believe it's 48 questions. Check it out. Don't keep taking it over and over again because you will be tempted to look up the answers to the questions that you're being asked. That's cheating and it's going to give you a false assessment of where you truly are at. But that is a way that you can take it either on a computer or your cell phone. It is an awesome website, so make sure you check that out when you're ready to take the test and to see where you're at. They say that you score about 10 points higher on the real test based on that assessment of that website that the Iowa National Guard created. Some of you, if you've never taken the Asvab test before, may be afforded the opportunity to take the PICAT test. I, as a recruiter, have a love-hate relationship with the PICAT because there's a lot of things that could go wrong if they're not in a controlled environment. I'm actually doing a video on that which will be posted in less than 7 days, so stay tuned for that. But it can be used for record. You can either take it at the recruiting office or in the comfort of your own home. However, the biggest advantage of the PICAT test, if you're planning on doing a same-day processing or would like to know ahead of time, more than likely, what type of MOSs and opportunities would be afforded to you more accurately, take the PICAT test. But it's only good for 30 to 45 days. Your recruiter will talk to you about that. So knowledge is power. Well, not really. Knowledge is only power if you back it up with a massive amount of effort and massive amount of execution. So put in the study effort, focus every single day consistently in small chunks, 1 to 2 hours a day at the most optimal time of the day for the next 2 weeks. I promise you that if you, at the very least, you don't pass the test, you're gonna do a heck of a lot better following these tips. All I ask is that, kind of like in mixed martial arts, don't leave it up to the ref to decide your fate and whether or not you are the winner of the fight, finish the fight, make them tap out, or pass out. So make sure you study, do your best. Your recruiter believes in you, you should believe in you. And if your recruiter doesn't believe in you, if you haven't already done so, please give me a like on this video, comment down below, hashtag Team SWARTZ if you made it to the end of the video. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. That's it, video's over. Sorry, but you could definitely watch more. You can check out this video here, or maybe you can check out this video here. But you know what? Actually, this video is pretty good. You should definitely watch this one. But actually, this one seems pretty great. You should definitely check out this video. But actually, why don't you watch them both? Try clicking them both.